All right, what's up, everybody? Sean House here. This is Mission Media Productions podcast. I'm here today with two really special guests. We've got Toby Cortez and Billy Henrikel. Billy, give me a little bit of background about who you are.
I own a digital marketing company, so I've been in the marketing space and sales space my entire life. I've been an author for almost 20 years and got into filmmaking about 3.5 years ago. Started out in the fiction space and wanted to get into documentaries. So the project we're going to talk about today is our first documentary. Looking forward to talking about it.
Awesome. What about you, Toby?
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me. Toby Cortez. I'm an avid mountain biker, been mountain biking for 30 years, and professionally I raise money for governments and some big projects, and also I do some philanthropic work for education.
Awesome. So, Billy, as an author of a couple books and having a few films on Amazon already, give me some insights into your journey and what kind of inspired you to get into writing and documentary filmmaking.
So I worked. Right when COVID started, I did a podcast, and I did a podcast with an actor, Thomas G. Waits from the Warriors and the Thing, and we just kind of hit it off. And then from there, he hired my marketing company to do some marketing work, and he was working on an independent film in New York, and he asked if I would do some marketing and PR. Couldn't pay me; it was just a free gig, and I said absolutely. I thought it'd be cool. And then from there, I just started helping other people produce movies, and I'm a writer. I have my own stories, so we did a short film. It was a horror film, and then we did a feature film. It was a paranormal film, and then from there, I'm like, I want to just do positive films that can inspire people's lives and help them. And we started working on a faith-based project, and it kind of we had some issues with it. So Steve Scuderi, who's best friends, I guess, with Toby. I went to high school with Steve, and we were friends in college our first year. Well, he saw a post of a book I wrote on Eddie Fiola, a BMX legend, and he commented on it. We just started talking on Facebook, hadn't talked since 1994. And then from there, we got on the phone, and I was kind of looking for a short film and a project to do to fill the gaps in between the movie. The story was just amazing. And so we went from a short film to a feature film, and Toby was put her on music.
Well, let's rewind a little bit. So, as you're transitioning, you make a Facebook post and connect with Steve, right? Haven't seen him since basically high school. And then, so how does Toby come into the picture? How did we really all end up connecting and meeting? Obviously we know the connection between you and Steve. How did you and Toby connect through that, and how did that actually involve to bring all three of us together to create this project?
Yeah. So we hadn't seen each other since our first year at college, '94. We didn't see each other. I don't know if Steve left. We went to the same college. But anyway, Steve saw the post on the book, and he was a big Eddie Fiola fan. He's like, man, that's cool. How can I get a copy? And we hit each other up on Messenger, and then we exchanged numbers and started talking. He said, man, you got to meet this guy, Toby. This guy's amazing. He's my best friend. We built this state-of-the-art mountain bike park in Louisiana, and it'd just be really cool. And I'm like, man, that'd be a cool short documentary. And then, as Toby, I don't know if you know, but Sean and I were already working together on that film. So Sean was DP and going to be the editor on that film. I wanted to hire, when I got into documentaries, my goal was to be able to do as much positivity as possible.
Yeah.
And one of those was hiring you. The viewers don't know, but Sean works for the New Orleans Mission, which is a nonprofit. So every time we hire Sean and Mission Media Productions and we pay them, that money goes to a nonprofit, which
helps the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's how you and me met. I think you were just trying to give back and do something positive in your life, and I think you were taking a tour of the mission to see how you could get involved, and we met. It led to that Film Fest video project we did, and then when you guys met, you brought me in, which was really cool, and it kind of evolved from there. Toby, what was your insight being approached about making a documentary about this? What was kind of going through your head? Tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Absolutely. I was a little skeptical about it at first. I was like, man, do I want to put myself out there? Is the story worth, other people seeing? And the more and more we talked about it, and the more and more I learned about the project, about what Billy's vision of the project was, the first thing was, working with the mission. That was really amazing. That was, another way to give back. But Billy's idea of the film was, to demonstrate some ordinary people doing some extraordinary things and really trying to prove to people that you can make a difference and try to inspire people to get off the couch and to try to achieve their goals and try to move this world just a little bit further.
Yeah, awesome. So how did give us a little background on how you and Steve ended up meeting?
Sure. So Steve and I, we crossed paths we were cross country mountain biking probably 20 something years ago. And we both tell the story about how we had, the same color bike and we loved mountain biking. And that really evolved into a deep friendship. It was just one of those bromances, I guess, if you wanted to call that.
I mean, they sleep in the same bed.
We did
travel.
we had back then. We had to save a lot of money, and I was like, "All right, that's cool. I'm good. I'm okay with my man." And so we started, riding all across the country together, and we really, just had this something. Every time that we got together and rode together, it was just fun. And fast forward through that friendship, my wife had gotten sick, and it was a very, very difficult time. My wife had something called pancreatitis, and it was chronic pancreatitis. And if you know anything, if anybody watching knows anything about pancreatitis, it's one of the worst things that can happen to you. That's just so painful. And we found out later that it was actually, the doctors kept on telling us, this is the worst case of chronic pancreatitis that we've ever seen. And it was a pretty hopeless feeling that we were going through that. Just tons of visits to the hospital. We spent an enormous amount of time in the hospital, and our house got flooded, and it was a very hard period for us to go through. And I had to give up mountain biking, and I didn't see Steve for quite a long time. And whenever I came out of that, I actually got a text from Steve's wife, and Steve was in this horrific motorcycle accident.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures, man.
It was something that was very humbling to watch. And he came off the motorcycle. I think he was doing, we estimated he was doing about 120 miles an hour, and we didn't think that he would even walk again. And so I went to him, helped him out, and we came back together through his rehab process and rekindled our friendship. And we started mountain biking again, and we started having fun again, and we both of us wanted to really make a difference. And that's when we found the park and found an opportunity to do something special and to try to develop something that was world-class mountain biking in Louisiana, which was absolutely unheard of. And people still, to this day, they scratching their heads and like, you got mountain biking in Louisiana? Not only do we have mountain biking, but we have world-class mountain biking.
Yeah, so Billy, that's perfect kind of how Toby went into that at the end, saying they really wanted to make a difference. From knowing you and our friendship, I know that, a big part of why you do, what you do. So tell us what the movie is called. Just share a little bit about kind of the rest of how the story developed and okay, we're really going to do this. And what inspired you to want to create a film like this, and what kind of impact did you want that film to have on people?
Yeah, so Right Here, Right Now is the name we came up with. I had thought about that a long time ago for a book and never used it. I just love the name. I mean, it lets people know, hey, if you want to do something, you do it right here, right now. I mean, it's your time, your moment, your chance. So I don't know. It was just when I heard the story, first of all, I love action sports. So 4 of my 5 documentaries are around bicycles. This one, Terry Adams, Eddie Field, and Gail Weldon, who invented extreme sports, but they're not just about bikes. They're about people impacting people's lives and in more than one way, inspiring them to do something great, motivating them, like Toby said, get off the couch, do something positive. And there's so many people that say, hey, I hear people all the time, I'm sure you do too, oh, that guy's just talented, he writes books. Like, crap, you're not born with, you just get out and do it.
Yeah.
It's like, he didn't become a great mountain biker at 50 by watching mountain biking. He's doing it. And so, all the projects I want to do just like this would just inspire people to do anything they want to do in life and overcome obstacles. And it doesn't matter if you're 50 or I mean, Gail's going to be 80 and we're out there for half the time. She's still riding her e-bike, doing 1-footers and one. I mean, like she's, you know, it's you know, Eddie's going to be 60 and he's still. We just had Tony Hawk's half pipe. That's part of the movie, and Tony and Eddie rode together, and Eddie's doing these big old aerials 3 months after hip surgery, and he's going to be 60 in a couple.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. You know, when people. Toby said a quote once. He said something like, he tells his daughter all the time, right on the other side of fear.
That's where life is.
That's where life is.
That's where life is, absolutely. And it's not just action sports. And this really, and this is the message that we wanted to kind of get out of it in the movie, is that it's not just about action sports, because we feel nervous about making that sales call. We feel nervous about, going to meet new people. And it's like, really, life is right on the other side of fear. And I think that movie, we hope, brings that out to people when they get that out.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think part of me, just a little bit, I haven't done film my whole life. I struggled with the mess I was in Wisconsin, came to Louisiana for a fresh start, and kind of just randomly got into media, and then it just grew a passion.
Well, it's not really randomly got into. So you did the Right Here, Right Now, right? I don't know if you want to talk about it, but you had some issues.
No, but I'm saying when I first came to Louisiana.
Right, but that's my point. You made the choice to give up a year of your life to move to Louisiana to join the program to get your life.
Yeah, so I was stepping out because I was tired of, being sick and tired. And so getting into media and growing a passion, having a story myself and wanting to then, after I got into media, then having an opportunity to connect with you guys and do this film. That's really my passion behind it too, is in hopes of encouraging and inspiring others to get involved to make a difference in changing lives around the world, like whatever that looks like, whether it's mountain biking or, trying to make a sale that you never thought you could make before, or starting a new business like you did, or trying to, teach families how to ride bikes, when you have so many other things going on. But, that's kind of why I also really enjoyed this process.
Yeah, basically, we're all like-minded. We all step out and do things we want to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's risk of fear.
Yeah. Life's tough.
I tell you, taking on the project of a 3-man crew doing a 60-minute documentary, that was a Herculean task.
Yeah, good point. I mean, it was us three. I mean, we had help from other people, but this was supposed to be a 10 to 15-minute movie, and it's a 65-minute movie, which we wanted to get over that. Once we made the decision to do a feature, we had to get over that 60-minute hump. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like it drug on longer, but I'm proud of it. Look, at the end of the day, it's my first one, y'all first one. It's really, really good. Is it Netflix quality? Maybe not, but it's a really good story. It's shot well. It's cinematic, and I think people are going to enjoy the trials and tribulations you guys had, and the fact that, like you said, you had to give up things. Your wife was sick for many years. You had to take care of your daughter pretty much by yourself for a while. Not that your wife didn't want to, she couldn't. And Steve, the guy wasn't expected to walk, and now we have to park, and he's doing these 30-foot drops and these big jumps. And it's amazing.
Yeah, I think what makes this movie good and the story behind it is homegrown, and it's got that feel. It's not $100 million Hollywood budget.
Yeah, let's just say it. We had $15,000. Let's just tell people that we did it. Look, when I've shown this, and I'm not going to name drop people, but I've met, as you guys know, worked with some big people, and when I've shown some clips to this one guy who's an A-list actor, he's like, "Y'all made that for $15,000."
It's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
It was a crazy, what we thought was going to be kind of easy, show up, film, edit,
boom,
post it, kind of done. Took 18 months.
Yeah, we started
a year and a half.
Not really. We started in October of 22, and we really finished in about a year filming, but
it was just a process.
The editor's pretty slow.
Dealing with our director.
I'll tell you, whenever you start editing something and you got to figure out, you got to make changes every 2 to 3 seconds or 7 seconds.
Sure.
it takes a long
Yeah.
time to perfect those things. And I'm very, very proud of the product that came out. I think
Yes, and I'm really just joking. Not all that time was spent editing. I mean, we spent 3 months just trying to do the film hub, the self distribution.
Yeah, but I think what's really cool, something that I learned from my experience in this, and I'll ask you guys to share a little bit what you guys kind of learned from this, is just not giving up. All of us could have easily thrown in the towel several times, because things maybe didn't go how we wanted to, or it wasn't coming out how we wanted to, or maybe we had to reshoot something, and it's just like overwhelming, because life is busy and we have a lot of things going on. But I think what's really cool is the friendship that we built out of this. How it's just allowed us to bond as kind of brothers and just grow in so many areas. Me with media skills, you guys, however you guys grew from it, and it's really cool to have been a part of. So what are some of the things that Toby? What's some of the things that you learned from this project?
Oh, absolutely. That failure is a part of the process, no matter what. And whether it's with the mountain bike park and man, it's crazy how big the mountain bike park has gotten even since we stopped filming. It continues to grow, and we've got a YouTuber right now that's going to be, 1 million people are going to watch him build some things at the park, and we're getting people from all over the country coming in. Some pretty big names that are coming in to join the park. And there's a lot of failures throughout the process. And same thing with doing the documentary. I mean, we had a lot of failures and we had a lot of redos and we had a lot. But if you keep persisting and if you keep trying, you're going to get something that's really, really cool to watch. And I think the end product is going to be entertaining.
Yeah, life's tough, but can't give up.
Never.
What about you, Billy? What are some of the things?
For me, I look at same but tiny bit different. Like I don't look at it as failures. To me, it was like learning experiences. Like I figured out so many ways how not to do something going. So like literally, like I watched this guy Mark Owen on YouTube, and he's an independent filmmaker. And he has a course, and he's amazing. I love his content.
Yeah,
he's helped me
great
with
stuff.
Yeah, a ton. He did it the right way. I didn't. So he made 9 or 10, I don't know, short films before he even attempted to do a feature film. I think the one learning experience is, and now I'm glad I did it, but maybe we should have made some short films instead of diving into a feature film for the first one. But on the flip side, it's a blessing to get all the knowledge and learn everything we did. I think the biggest thing is probably, communication and compromise. I mean, I love this guy, but we butt heads a lot. Because he wants us to be amazing, and so do I. And we think sometimes a little bit different. So,
it's learning to work with each other.
We made, that was one thing, we didn't do in other projects, which I'm glad we did. Toby's a producer on the project as well. So he's not just, a lot of times when you do a documentary, the character, in this case, it's 2 characters, Toby and Steve. The character's a character and that's it. Like you don't go to them and say, hey, we're putting this into you. Well, I felt that was the right thing to do because it's his story. He's also helping produce. It's
right.
He didn't. Yeah. So having his say was important. But when you do that, obviously people are different. It's like you love your wife. I'm sure y'all have differences of it.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think with all things in life, you go through that a little bit. But I think that learning to grow in that and learning when to compromise and when it just is what it is kind of some things that you go through.
I don't want to work with people that have the same ideas and the same mindset. I want to work with people who have different ideas. And because I think beautiful things come out of that conflict.
Yeah, pushing you to the limits, not settling for just okay.
Steve and I fight all the time on how we develop in the park. And if I had somebody that was working with me that just said, yeah, do that, and they said, no, why don't you do it this way? Because that's when the beautiful ideas come out, and that's when the beautiful things get created.
Absolutely. So
Steve's never thinking big enough.
Yeah, he's like, dude, that's what I love about Toby. He's always like, you're never thinking big enough. And Steve, like one really cool quote I like from the movie. It's like when you guys would go on the trips and he'd be up, he works all night, and then he wakes up at like 5 a.m. before everyone else, and he's shaking because he's been in the go ride. And he's like, when the sun comes up, that's when I'm up. So,
I love that too.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Steve's an amazing character. I mean, I think everybody's going to definitely love and really get something out of Steve's character.
Yeah.
He's really something.
So, what's the current status of the film right now? When's it expected to be released?
Yeah, so I wish I had all those answers because we don't. So,
But we know the current status, kind of, right? So where are we at? In the
yeah, so
process
there's
of that?
that. So when you have an independent film and you don't have all the ins and outs to just call up Netflix and say, hey, we want to. There's a company called Film Hub that's a distribution company, and they helped us get my last film on Amazon and Tubi and some other platforms. None of the real big ones, but Amazon and Tubi are pretty big.
Yeah.
With this one, we've submitted, everything's been approved, and it's a process. So we just got on Future today, which I don't really know much about. I need to do some research, and I think they have their own streaming platforms. Like one is like I'm assuming it's Awesome. It's the letter F and Awesome. And one is like Filmrise, and but I'm still waiting to get that notification on Tubi and Amazon and hopefully Peacock. That's the three we're shooting.
Okay, yeah. So it's on one smaller one right now, and then the goal is Amazon to Peacock.
Correct. At least Amazon and Tubi. Yeah. It's out of our hands, unfortunately.
Yeah. When? What about the trailer? When's the trailer expected to kind of be released, and when can people start seeing posts and just more information about it on social media?
Yeah.
Like, where's it going to be shared?
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready, we have it. You know, my thing is, and maybe I'm wrong, is my thing is I don't want to put it out before they can go watch the movie because it's you put it out, maybe if people share it, even if you spend a little dollars and run some Facebook and Instagram ads, people can't go watch it. They're going to forget about it. It's not like a big Hollywood thing where you got this massive marketing budget where you can keep dripping on them for months and months. And so, yeah, my thing is once we know we're on Amazon too, then we can start.
So hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Oh, definitely hopefully soon. You know, we don't have the big marketing budget, so we don't want to put it out too soon. But that the trailer came out amazing, and we definitely going to be pushing that out whenever you can actually watch the movie. So
Yeah, for sure.
Any day now.
So I just want to kind of, before we close out here, give you guys the floor. Is there anything that maybe you guys want to share about the experience or opportunity, or just a quick little thing of wisdom or something you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, I'd like to share. I mean, I'm brand new. You have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm brand new to YouTube, just like you are. I
Yeah.
didn't know about it. In just a little bit, I've only been on a couple videos. I've had a couple people already reach out and say, how did you get into film this? And I would just encourage people that if you really want to get into film or any part of film, the parts you do, editing, DP, lighting. I mean, you're amazing at lighting, or like what I did, right, produce and direct stuff. Just get out there and do it. I mean, there's film festivals. We did that. There's always local independent things going around people's neck of the woods that you can go volunteer. Most people don't market their films. They don't have a budget. Go volunteer to do marketing or PR. Everybody can post on Facebook, those kind of things to get your foot in the door. And then the other thing I would say is we're all new, YouTubers. I know you and I are. Go follow our pages. Go to Toby Cortez, Billy Hendrick, Sean House, and follow our pages because we all like-minded. We all want to produce content that is going to help and inspire people and just positivity, and it's a good thing.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, for me, it's to encourage people to make a difference and to make small differences. And the reason why, the motivation that I did the park, the motivation why I wanted to do the movie is to expose the park and expose that the whole mission that I had was to bring a higher quality of life to Louisiana. And we're absolutely seeing that. And more people are coming up to me and telling me, we were going to leave Louisiana, and we're not leaving Louisiana because now we have these quality of life things.
Yeah.
So everybody can play a part in doing that. I'm also in education, and I want to provide better education in Louisiana. So you don't have to. You're not going to change the world. We're not curing cancer, but everybody can do a small part and push this world forward. And that's what I hope people can start doing and get inspired by this film to do that.
Absolutely. Well,
Yes, the last thing. Go watch the movie.
Yeah, go watch the
And
movie.
share with your friends.
Well, thank you guys. I just want to say thank you to both of you for believing and trusting in Mission Media Productions and hiring the Mission to be a part of this project, and for our friendship, from where it started and grew to where it is. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm just grateful and excited for what the future holds. So I guess stay tuned for social media. We'll probably drop some links throughout the video, put the movie poster in here, where you guys can find it and follow us.
Yeah, you can just keep. if you don't follow us or whatever, you know, so you just check out right here, right now on Amazon and TV over the next several weeks, and I'm sure the movie will be on within the next month.
And is your IMDb profile gonna show where it's posted so people can watch it?
I guess I don't know if we can kind of do that. Yeah, I have an IMDb profile. I don't know if I can do that, but if I can.
Yeah, I just thought maybe, you know, that'd be another way for people that are connected to
I'm
that.
so green, I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's my assistant. Oh, I need to get one.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
One day.
and before we leave, I definitely wanted to thank a couple of people. Billy Nungesser with Louisiana State Parks for allowing us to do this.
Yeah, because he was in the film too, right?
He was definitely in the film. Senator Beth Mizell, who just wants to push Louisiana forward.
Really nice lady.
And then Gary Vernon, who's big in mountain biking in the Bentonville area. He's done a lot there. Christine Chipetta, she was also in the movie. Really wanted to thank her for taking part in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to thank everybody that's involved in this movie too, and you know, for giving up your time. And
yeah, I have a couple people. So Bucky Meredith, who was one of the investors, so without his support, John Brooks, another investor, without his support, we wouldn't have been able to make this.
yeah, shout out to John. Thank you.
Yeah, to both of you guys. And then lastly, I guess I need to thank my girlfriend Dee for helping me.
Put all video.
No, but she helped me do the story editing towards the end. Like she watched the movie with me probably 15 times.
Yeah,
So she's a writer and creative. So I'm just gonna check her out.
awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Mission Media podcast, and we hope to hear from you soon.